Here we go. What is up, everybody? I am Tyrone Wilson, joined here by P.O. We are both cast members of Ready to Love. We'll be more specific real soon. We're going to talk about The Never Ever Mets, Season 2, Episode 6, and we have some things to talk about tonight. Hopefully, we will learn some things as well, because, we do see some things in the show that we feel can be learning experiences. So you may know me from Ready to Love DC, but got my other panelists here. P.O., go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Yes, sir. You got it, man. You already know what it is. It's P.O. from Potomac. It's in P-O-T-O, Mac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so welcome, everybody. So good to have you out. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe. We're going to do things a little bit different tonight. Normally we go by order of the show, but we're going to go by those that were getting a lot of screen time. We're going to share them to the end. And of course, we're going to wait for Lex and Chris and always talk about them last, since Lex has always been a special guest of ours. So what's going on, Jay? What's going on, D Brown? Thanks for coming out. Thanks for joining us.
It was good peoples.
Let's talk about Kiki and Brandon first. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this couple. They were kind of quiet.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I thought they was pretty quiet, man. Like, I didn't see a whole lot of, interaction, whether it was negative or positive. I think they was more like background.
Mm-hmm.
But they would bring, we had some other folks at the very, very forefront of this.
Yeah, I didn't really have no notes for Kiki and Brandon. It seemed like, they are trying to make some progress, working on some things that we saw from them in the previous episodes with the drinking and talking through things. And
right.
I think when we left off with them, I think the question to Kiki was, does she still love her ex-boyfriend? And there was a long pause before she answered, and I really don't even think she answered.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, so
I mean, there could be some, some need for digging into that.
Yeah, I always try to take into account when the cast gets to see this episode and what they're doing while they're watching. Because I always felt like eventually whatever I say on the screen, my castmates is going to see it.
That's a fact.
So I try to be, I try to watch my words, but it's cool. So what we think about Kiki and Brandon, y'all?
Hey, man, I don't think they have much. I think their opinion is probably the same as ours. It was just kind of filler space,
Yeah. All right. So good luck to Kiki and Brandon. We see you. Another couple I didn't really have notes for was Charlie and Jared.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be, doing what they're doing, which is, to be honest, I still, like I said, I stand by what I said before. They're not interested in anything serious or looking for something serious to materialize between the two of them. I feel like at the end of the day, they just want smashing options.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like both of them, they're grown, 6 kids between them. I think they know what it is at this point. It seemed like they're just enjoying themselves right now and probably not trying to think about the future while they're on the show. So that's where I'm at with it. with them.
Yeah, there ain't too much of anything going on.
All right. Britney and Ty.
Britney.
So I think the only thing I said was that he decided to finally man up and dedicate himself to Britney, made a breakfast in bed. But then I was like,
You're doing too much.
why was that so difficult?
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know, like I'm trying to read this and understand, is this really, is this him being sarcastic and overdoing it, or is it him, really trying to, show her what's up? Because it looked like placation to me.
I mean, it's really not that difficult to make some pancakes and eggs or whatever you was gonna make for yourself.
Right.
Make a little
I think like the delivery and bringing it to her, baby, I just wanted to show you, what I mean, it's what I'm doing for you. I'm wondering if that's him placating her.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see it being some
yeah,
probably something simple to test the waters to see how she react.
Right. Because realistically, I mean, I don't know. It just looks staged to me. But I mean, hey, you could be keeping it real, but where was that dude at in the first place? So
yeah, I mean, he seemed really confident at the beginning, like he was the prize almost.
Right.
I mean, that's the way it looked, man. All right, so all right, so we got an agreement with the placation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seemed like it's gonna get physical. Cook, I feel like all they gotta do is just be a little bit consistent.
I mean,
For
that's
like
probably
2 or
what
3
he's.
days,
I mean, think about it. They've been at it for only 3 months. So he's like, man, in I'll put you like this here. 3 months in street terms, waiting that long to get to it is like
It's 3 years.
it's like 1,000 years. So he probably said, you know what, man, we here now. Let me do what I gotta do to open up the bag. Yeah. So I think he's just doing what he got to do.
Yeah. But all seriousness though, I feel like she do like him a little bit.
Yeah.
She want to see where it go. Clearly, she got to see the good sides of him, and is still, reserving some space for that. He started off not so good,
Right.
but they might be one of the couples that make it. At least out of here, at least a couple more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
A couple more weeks. All right. We got, I don't know if I should say, I don't know which ones I should do next.
Well, we know Alicia and Irvin is out of the box.
We let the audience vote. Tatiana and Clavasier or Cinco and Jay. What you think?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta pull up on this one.
Oh yeah. You don't want to
pull up on this.
You don't want to come sober. So if it was between Tatiana and Clavasier or Cinco and Jay, I think we should do Cinco and Jay first.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're right. All right. I do got some notes on them. And you know where I'm going to start is what I've been saying for 5 episodes. I said, I want to see what happens when they finally have conflict.
Yeah. Yeah.
So And it looked like they was good. They ended up playing the group game, the Never Have I Ever, and everything went left. And I'm not gonna say they red flags, but I seen some, and I'm colorblind too. But I seen some twinge of purple in them flags, Jay. I seen the way she responded, the way she cut everything short, and it was a little, it was there. It seemed like both of them really had a quick trigger, which was kind of surprising. And you could see how it seemed like both of them was ready to walk away over this.
So let me tap in just a little bit with that. I feel like both of them, it was just a matter of time before this came out. The problem is this: they're trying to be fake, right? They're trying to be fake with themselves, and they're trying to be fake with the people around them, because homegirl said, now they saw us arguing and they saw us having problems and we wasn't that couple or whatever. And that's not what time it is. You have to be human. I mean, this is a human experience. If you sitting up here lying to these people and then going home at night, really having to deal with who you are, I mean, are you really being real to yourself? So, I would take pride in saying, look, yeah, we had issues, or we had some shit jump off, but we're able to come back together and, and talk through this and make it happen, and not, beating yourselves up for not looking so perfect in front of everybody else.
And for anybody who wanted the backstory on the Cinco and Jay conflict, the house decided to play Never Have I Ever at the dinner table, which I don't know if that ever ends well, with couples trying to get together. And I played the game. I was keeping track, on the side for myself. And these were the questions. Never have I ever sucked toes, had sex on camera, had a threesome, sent a video of sex, a one-night stand, had sex outside, kissed the same sex, and slept with more than one person in less than 24 hours. I thought it was pretty, I don't want to say pretty tame, but pretty normal. If you in your 30s, 40s, I'm pretty sure you would have tried at least half of them.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Here's the thing that people don't really see. So for Cinco to ask the question that he asked,
to be clear, tell him what the question was.
Well, was it this year that you had sex with two men in the same night, or what? That was a question that he asked her.
Yeah, so he asked her when.
Yeah,
when that happened. And then the follow-up was it after April?
Yeah, right.
Because now he's trying to do the math.
Right. But see, the problem is that that's a remark of insecurity.
But
that's a remark of insecurity, because any man, first off, like if somebody said that, the first thing that would come to my mind wouldn't be, I need the timeline. The first thing that would come to my mind is like, damn, she's a freak. Okay, it is what it is. And then I would maybe, be like, so do you do that shit all the time? In the bedroom, I might come back and be like, is this some shit you regularly do, or is this just like a one-off? Not at the table where, what's the date? What's the hour? What was the time? But I think she was caught off guard, and she just made a bad situation like worse by saying, I don't remember. Like, so you remember the event, but you don't remember if it was this year, last year, or the year before. And I mean, that's like that was a very immature way of handling that. But at the same time, if you caught in the crossfire and you don't want to have this discussion on national TV, first off, and then secondly, in front of a table full of people who are complete strangers that have no loyalty to you at all, I might could say something just like that too. But I feel like at the end of the day, homeboy shouldn't have never have asked her that question. I probably wouldn't have did it on camera. I would have did it. I would have waited until we was in a different space. You ask me.
Yeah. So this was my perception of it. One, I was like, oh, we finally found a little chink in their armor, because earlier they was bragging about how much conversations they have, and they was mad confident at the group session about them knowing everything about each other. But that's clearly something that they didn't talk about.
Right.
Now, I understand him wanting clarity on when, because he didn't know when, but that was a little bit of a insecurity. I would have probably waited until afterwards to be like, yo, so now that we're together, there's a question I wanted to ask you. Like you said, this has happened before. Like, when did it happen? Because if it was during the time that we was talking, that's not something that I would want to follow up on in front of the group.
Right.
But I also understand her side. Like, yeah, she was being honest for answering. So you feel like integrity is important to her. But I think she was just trying to get him to stop talking about it.
Right.
Of what she was saying about what the people was going to think. And he wasn't getting the hint of just letting it go. We could talk about it later. Yeah. So clear, like when they asked for the media training, right? Like, you're never supposed to say no comment because you have an answer.
Exactly.
So
yeah, I just feel like, though,
you hurt him, I guess.
Yeah, I think this is a precursor, though, to his personality glitch that he has. And to me, like, if I was to break that down, I would say that would be a red flag, only because that alone is asserting jealousy, right? Especially when you can't wait, and you go after it in that moment. I'm not saying that he's a crazy deranged kind of dude. But what I am saying is that if you looked at it from a woman's perspective, and they see that you're coming off with this stuff and you're getting beastie in front of other people in that moment because you heard about another man or men.
I don't think it's the fact that it happened. I think he was more concerned about the timing.
But my thing is, why? What difference does it matter of the timing if it happened and you ain't even been in? You know what I mean? Y'all haven't even been down that street yet.
Well, the way I saw it, he treated it like there was a moment marked in the sand where they started to get serious. And April was that time. So another thing that I think about was she didn't have to answer the question. And she could have been truthful about it later.
Right.
If she was worried about image and all that.
Right.
And still keep the integrity, she could have been like, afterwards, hey, man, now that we're together, I need to be honest about that question that was asked. Right. But out of respect for you and for us, I ain't put all my business out there. But yes, I have been with somebody, with two people in 24 hours. And that could have been.
Yeah. Shit. Sometimes one time ain't good enough. Sometimes you need that re-up.
But no, it's two different people.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So maybe the first one didn't scratch the itch.
Could have been a threesome. Could have been a foursome. Could have been a full swap. Could have been.
Right. I feel like, like I said, at the end of the day, though, the red flag for him is the fact that, he couldn't maintain his composure long enough to have an isolated conversation. And then the red flag for her is that she's looking for grandiosity. She wants to look good in front of everybody else. She wants to make sure that, no one, looks at them as flawed. And that's
Mhm.
kind of a high bar to raise,
Mhm.
or to move in that space of. So.
Yeah, let me see what else I got for notes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I said it's finally good to see them have a disagreement, just to see how they was gonna handle it. Her sister came to visit, and then his friend came to visit to talk it over. Um, and then he told a friend about the scenario, and I said Cinco could have asked her about it afterwards. So I understand them getting the friends in. I don't know how the friends is gonna help. Um, it does feel like the friends were holding them a little bit more accountable than the other family members were in the previous episodes. So it was pretty good, but I still don't feel like um, Jay came to a really good conclusion. I still felt like she was avoiding it,
Mm.
or avoiding the details of it, And I still don't feel like she was being truthful about the date, and I could be wrong.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, end of the day, I feel like this here, she did make mention of it. She cleansed her heart.
Mhm.
And I think that the only reason why she, put it out there was to show him that, I don't have to hold a secret behind your back, and I'm not going to keep secrets behind your back.
Mhm.
And if he would have understood that as a man, he's young though, he's like 30 years old. So he don't really have no real hardcore life experience in terms of dating and stuff. He's just getting his feet wet. But if he would have understood that, she's opening up,
Mhm.
it would have been one of those moments where even like, okay, I feel that, and then he could have jokingly maybe said, as long as that shit didn't happen after April, we good. And then closed it out. And then maybe that leads into a different conversation later on. But it was mismanaged.
Okay. So
Yeah.
question for you, a question for the audience. Does the body count matter?
Not to me, because I mean, but to me, I feel like this here, there's people that date porn stars, right? And porn stars get like, look at Kim Kardashian. She's got a lot of bodies. And these are bodies that we, celebrity visible bodies, right?
$1 million bodies, like it could
Yeah,
be worse, you know?
yeah. But she's still desired by a lot of men.
Yeah.
So I don't really feel like, it's body count. I think what it is it's not the body count, it's the quality of the body that counts. You feel me? Because if you just letting anybody just go, throw it up in there, then yeah, you like, oh no, you just do anything with anybody at any time.
Yeah, you make a good point. I was gonna say it matters, but it don't matter. But I think it, in my mind, just kind of hearing what you was going through while you got those bodies,
Mm.
and how and why you got those bodies,
Mhm. That's the
that's
part.
what I would ask.
Right.
But in the end, it mattered, but it don't matter.
I mean, listen, I want somebody to get some bodies and come in with that experience, because I ain't gonna be the teacher. You feel me? You didn't, and I start asking you to do stuff, and then this is all foreign to you. You know what I mean? So go get your bodies. You know what I mean?
So, and I think the only other thing that I would probably request from my mate is if one of the bodies is in the same room,
Yeah.
then let me know. Drop a little
Yeah,
hint.
I'm gonna need to know that.
Yeah,
Right.
we know each other. Just something like that. Something
Mhm.
simple, quick. That's it.
Mhm.
She said, if it matters, if it's all the homies.
Oh, that matters. Hell yeah. Because
Like,
you ain't going to the altar and then, all my best men is there watching that they ain't done took you down. Oh, hell no.
yeah, I think if it's the homies, one, it just depends on who the homie is.
Right.
And then two, I think there's a limit to as far as we could go.
Right.
I think there's a limit.
Yeah.
I think we had a situation where, oh no, I'm thinking about something else. When somebody wifed up to pass around.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the hard part too. Especially if you don't know and you're like, man, nobody told me. Oh shit.
Yeah, there's a limit. It don't mean that we can't do nothing.
Right.
It just means
That's ugly.
There's a limit.
Yeah. Ugly.
All right. So we asked, does body count matter? The other question was, did anybody else play along with the Never Have I Ever? And how did y'all do?
I'd have probably been out like after the second question.
Do we need to ask the questions again? I'll ask the questions again for the audience. These are the questions. Never have I ever sucked toes.
Oh, yeah, I never did that.
Had sex on camera.
Oh, well, that's what I'm done.
Had a threesome. Sent a video of sex. A one-night stand. Had sex outside. Kissed the same sex. Slept with more than one person in 24 hours.
Oh, shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. 6 of my fingers is down.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Same here.
6
Toes and same sex. After that,
6 of my fingers.
all.
Now I think mine might be a little bit different. I ain't afraid of toes.
Yeah, I ain't never, sometimes I always just think about, like you want to put that foot in my face and then you want somebody to get in between those toes and all that. You know what I mean? So my mind just keeps like,
Listen.
I mean, I don't know, maybe put some barbecue sauce on them or something. I don't know.
Do you think there's any of those questions that you wouldn't have answered in front of your mate?
I would have answered all of them. Yeah. What up, killer?
Yeah, what up?
What's up?
I also feel like in that environment, and we about to ask Fernando too, since he just coming on. I think in that environment, I probably would have answered all those questions truthfully.
Yeah. What the hell?
Did you get the we was talking about the questions.
Never have I ever?
Yeah, you came in on the right time. You want to hear the questions again?
It's my game, nigga.
You want to hear it again?
That sound like truth or dare.
Yeah, I'm with that all day. Let's do it. Yeah, I ain't never scared. I answer the questions.
It was never have I ever sucked toes, had sex on camera, had a threesome, sent a video of sex, one night stand, had sex outside, kissed the same sex, and slept with more than one person in less than 24 hours.
That's all I got left. That's all I got left. It is what it is, Joe. It is what it is. You feel me? You had a threesome. That's 2 in the same day. It is that's 2 fingers right there. So yeah. It's all right.
The same day.
Yeah, I don't think there's any footage of me out there that I've sent.
I'm an OF vet. OF vet. No face, no case. No face, no case. But I'm on there.
Oh man. Does body count matter to you, Fernando?
Absolutely. I'm not gonna not do it, but I'm gonna look at you a little differently. Like, okay, you experienced. You're seasoned. You got that seasoned.
Now would you prefer though? Would you prefer somebody with or without bodies?
I had a virgin before, like she only had one guy. She's in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't had nothing going on. So I've seen the difference between somebody that has some experience, that's been through some bodies, and then somebody that is clueless. And it was just like,
I said, you got to get them bodies, get those bodies, and then holler at me because I ain't got time for that.
You're talking get the bodies or get the experience up?
Well, you're going to get the experience through the bodies.
Yeah. Like you don't want a new car off the lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the new car ain't been through anything yet. You got to, get through like a new cell phone, right? Updates come out.
Yeah.
Because you work out the bugs. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes she had to go through some things first to get right.
Yeah, but the problem is this: when you come on the scene and you like, this is what I'm gonna need you to do, and they looking at you crazy, like they ain't never heard of this or whatever before, and you like, oh, I need to get you up out of here.
Yeah, like
I don't want to
like Cassie, right? I wonder if Cassie knew what Diddy was into, like, was she already game? Like, oh, that's my type, you know what I mean? Or was she like, I mean, if the money right, I guess I'll do it. Because I sort of want to know, like,
we might have to say that for the after hours.
Got you. Facts.
They did play another game, which I thought was pretty easy. The only questions was, what's the favorite color? What's the favorite food? What's the signature cocktail? What's better, online dating or real life? We're going to talk about that later. And is it ever okay to keep secrets in a relationship? I think that was all easy questions. Those are all easy questions.
Yeah, I don't think anything you need to hide from. Those are simple questions.
Yeah, you knocked those out in the first 48 hours.
Facts.
And those are the ones you're not supposed to forget.
You should know favorite color before you came to the show.
At least took notes, like you're going to be on TV. You might get asked these questions.
Right. Yeah.
All right. All right. Where we at right now? Where are we at? So we talked.
What's up, Jay? Another round in the building.
Cinco and Jay. We at Tatiana and Clavasier right now.
Oh shit! All right.
So, all right. Who y'all want to go first?
Want
to go first?
Go ahead, Fernando. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I missed the episode, right? So I just knew she knew by now. I'm like, it's the middle of the damn season. She already know at this point. So the fact that the woman talking about it and she still don't know, bruh, Clavasier, bruh, you gotta tell the girl.
So let me ask you a question, Fernando. As an older brother watching this show, what's going through your mind?
He's making the shit worse. As the day goes by, it's just getting worse and worse. And it's like somebody said, I think Jared said he love bombing. I don't use them kind of terms, but like
that is.
Is it?
What I mean? He making it. He doing too much. Like
that's exactly what it is, though. It's love bombing. Like
when she find out, dog, she gonna be hot. Man, she gonna go off.
Here's the problem. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And here's the problem. The problem is every good gesture, every good loving deed that he does, when the truth comes out, makes him look that much more on the extreme side of fake. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's going to think, oh, you were telling me this, you did this for me, you said that, and you promised me X, Y, and Z, all of this stuff that you was doing because you just wanted to be fake with me. She's going to hate you. She ain't going to like you no more when she find out. Every week that goes past, and then she knows that those girls is giggling behind her back, laughing at her. You done made her a mockery. And now you want to go tell her, the truth when the show is damn near over or whatever. You in trouble, bro.
So this is what I had going on for my notes, right? So early on, you could hear her say that she didn't want to go past the kissing and cuddling without seeing more honesty from him. Then we end up seeing him making a toast at dinner and bringing in Tatiana this bouquet of flowers. We get the cut scene where Jared think that he's love bombing. So it did come out. So people are clearly aware. The entire house is not feeling what's going on right now. They laughing and giggling and all that in the background. I want to remember this point, but Cinco is considering calling him out. And Tatiana was talking about how it'd be good if they left as a couple. She ends up saying that I love you to him, and you could see how he instantly reacted to that and like grabbed her clothes and kissing her. Like, I feel like that's really what he was waiting for. She made him apologize to Britney, and they finally make it to the boom boom room. But then he mentions waiting for his best friend to show up so she can help him put his words together about how to tell Tatiana. So the whole house is talking about it. But I put at this point, you got to question everyone in the house. And so for the last 5 weeks, I've been saying, I hope this man does not have sex with her before he tell her. Because that would make him, like, in all honesty, it would make him a piece of shit, right?
Right.
Like, he know. Mm-hmm. He should know better. Right. And in those situations, you got to start thinking about what role models he had and what would make him think that that's okay. And second thing is, if I'm Tatiana, everyone in the house get F you, F you, F you, F you, F you. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right.
Because it's not like I'm aware and I'm letting it slide. Then you're treating it as like it's none of your business. But this is a whole nother human we're talking about. And and you're letting all this happen. Clearly can see the love bombing. And I'm clueless. You gonna let me be clueless? Nah. Like, even if we was on set, right? Mm-hmm. Out of respect for the other dude, you would tell him, right?
Right.
Nah, I wouldn't. Because like
you talking about tell her?
If you saw everything that you saw, and you saw the chick doing the reverse to him, and he just eating it all up.
Oh yeah, I would tell my homeboy. I'd be like, "Yo, hey fam, listen, man, let me talk to you, man. Like, you and her, y'all got shit."
Yeah, but you got to treat her like you don't know no better. That way, you get to keep her eye on how she moves, bro. Like, I can't let you.
I did that. And I did that on our show, and that backfired because it made it like, and then niggas believe that dumb shit. Yeah. I was like, the fuck? But whatever. Now let me say this though. He would have been okay in my book had he just held the secret to himself and didn't share that with everybody else.
Yes.
So if you just had that secret, like if you went on and said, there's just some things about me that I gotta really disclose, and you didn't tell the homies, cool, because nobody knows. But you know, like what they say, Marines, first to go, last to know, right?
Yeah.
She shouldn't be the last to know. She should be first to go. You feel me?
Yeah, you gotta protect your person.
Yeah. So
I can tell y'all not from Baltimore. Y'all always snitching. Ain't no snitching. like Chris told Lex, stay out of it. They ain't your business.
But this is different though. This is something that once she has sex, she can't get that back. You know what I mean?
I ain't Clay.
Huh?
I'm not Clay. I ain't laying with her. I ain't trying to be with her. It ain't my business. Same as if it was my homeboy, I ain't gonna tell my homeboy. I'm like, dog, you should have been smarter. You pick her? That's on you. Why you pick that girl? Like, come on, man. You should have been smarter, bro. Now, if my best friend is different, that's my man at home. That's different. But on the show, we on set. I ain't touching it. I'm just gonna sit back and ready to laugh. Yo, eat my popcorn. And here it come, boy.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You a good guy.
I do know. I probably wouldn't let it slide, bro. I can't. I couldn't. You know?
You mean like you would have told her on him?
I would have found a way to at least
No.
have
He just told his girl.
ladies.
Just told his
Oh
girl.
no, you can't tell her. No.
Be like, look here, woman to
No,
woman.
you can't tell.
This is something you gotta know, right?
No.
Bro,
No.
you can't just let that slide, man.
You
It ain't my
have to.
business.
Yeah.
I can't. I was like, what? Hey, what?
Right.
That happened before I got here. I wasn't even here when it happened. I'm not part of this.
Right.
So you're gonna be like, so you ain't even. So what if the scenario was she did inquire, and he was just straight up lying?
I would say, look, y'all
I'm sure she asked.
y'all gotta whatever y'all got to talk about, y'all gotta talk about it. I don't know. I wouldn't get specific and be like, yo, she got a baby on the way. Because what that sounds like is, yo, you got a baby on the way. Can I come over tonight when y'all get done arguing?
No. Either you trying to get with her, and that's different. But I'm hoping y'all wouldn't let me roll out there like that on national TV.
If I saw you on TV and somebody
was
said,
just like, "Hey, Ty, it ain't my business. Come on, man."
No,
Listen,
I would tell you man to man. I'd say, yo, bro, listen, whoever that chick is, she's not who she say she is. You got to get to the bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
Something. Be
No,
like,
see-
dig deeper, bro. Dig deeper with the questioning.
When Lex laughed, that'd have been me. When they were like, "Can you keep secrets?" and they was like, "No," I'd have been like,
But she didn't know. So I saw that Lex. She explained she didn't know that it was about that.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man, don't let me out there. Just
I got you, Ty. I got you. I ain't gonna let them embarrass you on TV, cuz.
Mhm.
let a brother know. All right. Well, how y'all feeling overall about this Tatiana and Clavasier situation?
Oh man, I feel like he should sleep with a vest on. That's knife proof and bulletproof because he gonna get it.
Do you feel like it went down in the boom boom room?
They woke up together. I hope so.
I hope it didn't.
Sure.
I hope it didn't.
For
I'm
his
worried about somebody snitching on him before he get a chance. Like they just told old girl about it, and so I'm like, too many people know now at this point. So you're kind of playing with fire because anybody run their mouth, and it's like, damn, you could have beat him to it.
Now let me go back to let me go do this, and then I'll give you a different analysis on that. Let me look real quick. All right. I just gotta go back to my legend. Okay, so they've been together for 8 months, and he's got a 2-year-old?
2 months.
old.
I'm sorry?
He got a 2-month-old.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, he in trouble.
You saying you wouldn't say nothing? You still wouldn't say nothing?
Oh, he in trouble. Hey, yo.
Cheater, the goddamn cheater. Trifle.
Oh shit. Yeah, he in trouble. I mean, so I'll say this though. They were dating for 8 months, and the baby's 2 months. So that baby was already in the oven while they was together.
The baby was in holding the whole time.
Yeah. So why didn't he just? If I was him, I would have just said, "Look, this was before you. It's kind of something that came on the back end, and I got here with you, but I do have a 2-month-old, and I wouldn't mind having another one with you."
Yeah, that's how you clear it up.
Boom.
So I guess another reason why I'm saying this because it's actually happened to me. It was the timing. I'm telling you, it was the timing. I was like, I am just finding out I have not touched her in like 45 days. Yeah, we was kicking it, but we wasn't serious.
Mm-hmm.
Finally made it official. It was probably the day before we made it official, right? But I also said, this is what it is. I am not leaving my daughter, right? I am going to be there throughout the entire pregnancy. If this is something that you can't handle, let me know. I would understand. because it's probably something I wouldn't be able to handle.
Right, exactly.
Damn.
She was pregnant the whole time, and I'm hoping it ain't the best friend that come in.
Yeah, because that best friend, it looked like, on the next
Listen.
episode, they beefing.
Listen, so
Beefing.
about the best friend, I
Yeah.
want to know, do they talk?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the best friend, does the best friend know that you're on a show to meet somebody?
Yo, that's the baby mother.
Huh?
That's the baby mother. Watch.
That's what I'm thinking.
Watch. That's why
Jeez,
she got to be there to tell her.
no way.
That's why she got to be there
Ain't
to
no
tell
way
her.
he brought the daughter's mom
Listen.
on set calling her the big sister. Come on, man. Come on.
Like,
No, I never lied about anything, Jay, especially about my daughter part. It was some tumultuous times though, because he had to explain to multiple people, but you got to do it,
yeah, I'm not gonna
You got
lie.
to do it.
If somebody flat out said to me, yo, do you have daughters or kids or whatever? I'm not gonna be like, knowing damn well I've been raising these kids, doing what a man does, and be like, nah, I ain't got them.
So
somebody else, you crazy as hell.
we do see the best friend, and he makes comments about the best friend being the big sister he never had or something like that.
No, that big sister was his cowgirl.
So you could see her jump in his arms, wrap her legs around him. So it made me think, what does she know? And where does the best friend consider herself on the hierarchy? Does she think that she's above any of the girlfriends? Because they both clearly don't know boundaries.
So let me tell you something about women and their sneaky shit.
Oh, I know.
I mean, we know this, but I just got to say this for the ones that don't know. There has been women, and there's been. I'll give you one occasion where I saw a girl that I used to, with a little bit in the grocery store. She was with her dude, and she's like, "Oh my God, how are you doing?" She gives me a hug, and then gives me that extra squeeze pinch thing, like, "Oh, you know what it is."
Yeah.
Her dude's right there, right? And he's like, and then she introduces me to her dude as, "Oh, it's a good friend of mine. We go way back." Right? So it's, when a girl comes running up to you and if she wraps her legs around you, there's a little bit of heat in that. You feel me?
She's been there before.
Yeah, people don't wrap their legs around you and squeeze. They might come and they might, do a little
hug, side kiss, all that.
Yeah. But when they give you that little extra, it's like, yo, you can get it, get it after this.
That reminded him of what he used to have. Remember this?
Yeah.
Remember this move?
Exactly.
I think that's on him too. That's on him. That's also showing his lack of protection for Tatiana, because he's supposed to kind of stiff arm now a little bit, like, hey,
chill.
My girl's here.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna hold you, ain't nothing like that baby mama.
Listen, I don't know if you're gonna ever say no if confronted, Yeah. All right, Jay. I know you say that, but Jay, you probably would. If you knew that you was gonna be on set to support your friend that's there for another relationship. And see, Jay, that's that sneaky stuff we would talk about. Women do.
Getting niggas in trouble for no reason. Like, I explain myself now.
Mm-hmm.
I had to catch it. I couldn't let it fall. I had to catch it.
So yeah, that is definitely not going to end well. She's already confronting her in the episode in the cutaway scenes. So clearly she don't know. And I don't even think Tatiana knows about him having the best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's a woman.
About big sis?
Because they didn't say hello to each other. It wasn't no greeting. Wasn't no, hey, best friend, how you doing? So he clearly is dropping new bombs on her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Jesus.
Hey, Jay's in there wild.
Right? Jason, please.
Please catch me.
That is wild. That's wild. That's wild.
No, like I'll tell a story real quick. Like I was with a girl, went to a house party, and she seen a friend of hers, and it was a big guy. And Buddy picked her up and spun her around. I'm like, the fuck going on here? Like I'm standing right here. Y'all don't see me. But she was like, he grabbed me. What was I supposed to do? So I had to let it go. Like, all right, I hear you. So,
all right.
Conclusion, supposedly.
So this brings up another question. Are y'all okay with your significant other having a best friend of the opposite sex? Crickets.
I think it would just depend on what those dynamics were, right? You know, how did you guys first meet? What was the background story on that? And then at the same time, is he calling every week, or is he just calling on holidays to say, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, happy Thanksgiving? Because you can't, if I'm living or if I'm with a woman and we in a relationship, you cannot call my house to bullshit and talk to my girl on the phone like you me. This is my shit. So no, you're not gonna do that. But there is boundaries that would be in place. But I mean, if you just calling, checking in, and you sending Christmas cards and whatever, and you inviting us over for the holidays to eat dinner at your shit, yeah, I'm cool. I ain't no problem with that.
I gotta. Is it like, is your best friend like Nas, or he like Nas?
What if he been
like Lil Nas? I can take Lil Nas.
What if he
been like Nas? I'm like, wait, hold up.
What if he been there? What if he been there before? And nah, he's not like Lil Nas. He just not.
Then no, because I'm that best friend for other people as well, and I know what happens. You know
why you're best friends with your female friends. You know why you're really good friends with them.
Yeah, I mean, I know what happens after we take the face off. Like, all right.
Yeah, there's a level of comfort there,
Yeah. It's like, so you guys having any problems lately?
I think I'm secure enough to handle it. I would just add, don't even have to whip this dude ass. I'm gonna leave that up to you. We grown. Please don't let me have to put hands on this dude. That's really all I would ask. If I see any type of blatant disrespect, that's the one thing I can't handle. It's the blatant disrespect. Hold on one second. My camera just. All right. I can't do blatant disrespect. It's bad enough, y'all. Got history.
Yeah.
So I already got my eye open, So make sure you handle that right.
And he gotta make sure he talked to me correctly too, because
they
kind of like try to, they overstep the boundaries. Like their best friend, you're like, wait, bro.
Right. Yeah. And I need to see y'all interaction. I need to feel that. I need to taste that energy in the air when y'all in the same room. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because sometimes they make you like you the third wheel. You're like, wait, y'all close. Like,
yeah, no, nigga, get your ass up out of here, bro. You don't have all kind of issues. Like, that's the problems. Period.
Yeah. All right, we got some. Got his story. All right. Did you and the best friend have some form of romantic anything with one another? Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna answer that, then yeah. But that's one of the things that brought us close, and we do have respect for current relationships. Some of my really good friends are married with children and all that, and it was like it was in high school. This was 30 years ago. You know?
Plus, it verified that we weren't going to work. Well, yeah, we tried. It didn't work. It's still my friend.
Yeah, it didn't work, you know?
I mean,
might have dabbled here and there through the years, but there's a reason it didn't work. You know, we cool with it.
but I mean, I feel like, you know, I'm just going to be blatantly honest and brutally honest and be true to myself and say this. I feel like, you know, anybody that is friends with their ex-lovers can still smash. They can still do it. You can do it at any time. It just got to be the right time.
So this brings up the question that was asked at the dinner table. Is it ever okay to keep secrets in a relationship? And I think something like this could be something that don't need to be spoken about. If you married now and everything's great, you know, y'all decided to move forward.
You know, see, that was one of the things that I'll tell you, just being a man, you know, when I was married the one time that I was, before I married my wife, my ex-wife, I told her, look, this is who you're marrying. And I told her about all the fucked up shit that I did because I didn't want to have that come back at any point in the marriage, and you know, and it's a whole different issue. And then when I did that, I wasn't prepared for her to tell me the fucked up shit she did either. You see what I'm saying? It was like a double edge. But I was like, well, damn, okay. But we came in and we, you know, we squashed that, whatever it was, and you know, we had a clean slate going in across the table. And I think that, you know, in those situations, you should not have those secrets whenever you're, you know, if you want to tie it down with somebody and you calling that your forever person, you know, that's the time to not keep secrets. But if you're just getting to know somebody, everybody is not privy to what your past was or, you know, look like or what it is. So
they're like, you got like a 2-month-old baby. They ain't everybody's business. I'm still getting to know you.
yeah. Until you make it everybody else's business. And in his case, he fucked that up.
Dog. But anyways, I don't want secrets in my relationship, but I do understand that sometimes it ain't worth knowing, because knowing gonna bring a whole bunch of shit that's unnecessary. If they don't know,
yeah, exactly.
Nobody hurt. No harm, no foul.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to withhold the truth because you know how you say you want to know if the other person is in the room, but what if there's a situation where there's like 3 to 5 other people in the room?
Right.
You know, do you really got to know about the
exactly
about the other 3 or just the first?
Let's get one. Some little small fish.
All right, let's talk about Alexis and Chris. They did get a little bit more airtime this episode. They've been quiet most of the show. Chris was mad that Alexis made sounds during the game, said that she may be messy and that he had to check her. And he said he can't keep letting her putting him in compromising situations. She didn't know about the bigger secret about the child on the way and just thought it was just about being a vegan, and said that she would apologize. But the apology was a little worse than the initial comment was, because she was like, I don't know if it's about this or about that, about this, you know, giving Tatiana the wink.
Right.
That was terrible, yeah. That was terrible.
But then, like, she straight up asked him about the secret, and he lied to her face again. So this one I put, if it wasn't a big deal, then why did he tell everybody else? And it was so bad that he had to step outside, you know, because he was having an anxiety attack. So I don't know if the anxiety attack was before or after the flowers in the toast, you know. So Yeah, I mean, there was some things I've seen. Like I've been saying, I've been waiting to see if Chris is going to actually, be aggressive and start talking about the future and make it seem like he want to make something happen. And the closest thing that we got was, I think he said something about, I think he mentioned like, yeah, I would take it down if I have to, or something like that.
That ain't really reassuring. But I'll say this. First off, Alexis, you dry snitched on him. You just dry snitched on homeboy like, yo, I'm just letting you know whatever it was only about this. It wasn't about the other shit.
I know about the other stuff.
I said, no, she didn't dry snitch on this man.
Play in the kitchen like, what?
He's like, listen, just go. Everything's okay. You go now.
He was like,
I don't know if he's lying or not, but all I know is yo, Clay was like,
but see, I don't blame Alexis for that. I blame Chris, because Chris could have said, when she said, all I know is it's the vegan stuff. He said, like, you know what, you're right. It ain't about vegan, it's about this other shit. Now you know that if she's dropping these winks and all this other shit, you know she's gonna carry it another level. So just go with it. Like, okay, it is what it is. It's what it is. Chris, come on, man. You gotta do better. You gotta do better.
Damn. I got it that way. Chris just understand. Yeah, Chris will let that shit like, yeah, it's the vegetarian shit. You're right.
Yeah.
Clavasier was like, you good, Lex.
Yeah, he's like, no, see, that's what I mean. You don't even know what you're talking about. It's something else. Lex is like, what?
What is it?
Another something? Oh, come on, man. And yeah. So I mean that whole situation is crazy. But the more and more I see Chris and Alexis together, the more and more I see Chris just existing. This isn't going to be anything romantic between the two of them. And I'll be shocked like hell if it turns out to be, at the end of the show, they like, yeah, we together and we making plans, we moving in together, all this stuff. I would be shocked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not seeing anything to show that he's not coasting,
right.
And even when they asked a simple question, is online dating, is it better to date online than in person? And this man put online because he heard which is easier. And he put online. And I can't think of any scenario you could fix yourself to write down the words online in this situation.
So my thing is this here. If you dating online and that's so much easier, I just want to know one thing. Where do you put it in at?
I would be like, well, get your ass back online then.
Yeah.
If it's better, if it's easier for you.
Yeah, but then where do you stick it in at?
Like you sitting right next to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't even, there's no physical touch, no nothing. So we online and we just gonna sit here and talk.
Yeah, if my person said that it was better online, nah. Okay.
No, bro.
I know what it is.
At that point, we texting in the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, go back online.
Yeah, exactly. Like go upstairs and I'm gonna text you some shit that I want to do, and then when I come upstairs, this is what we gonna do. That's no communication. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Chris, man.
Make my girl look bad, man.
What is going on, Chris?
Yeah. Oh man. I think that's all the couples. Was there anything that we missed?
Nah, I don't think so. I'm just, I don't know. Maybe we could talk about predictions.
Okay.
I mean, I'll throw it out there real quick. I like the fact how Charlie overheard about the secret and then told Britney after Britney, right? So that just told her. I just feel like the way she took the information, I'll just be worried that the women are going to collectively tell Tatiana. That's my fear, and that and then Clay don't get the chance to kind of say it himself, and it kind of backfires on him and makes it worse.
So I have zero sympathy for him at this point. I have zero sympathy.
So what I think might happen is this, kind of piggybacking off of what you said. I feel like there's going to be a time where the women or one of the women is going to have a disagreement of some sort with Tatiana and be like, you stupid. You know what? That's why your man got a baby, 2-month-old baby, and you ain't even know about it. And he's playing the shit out of you. And that's the whole issue.
Let me ask y'all this question. What if it all comes out and she ends up forgiving him? What would you think of her at that point?
She's goofy.
Yeah, listen, here's the thing. If you forgive him for this, he's going to actually go and do one on you and then get forgiven for it. Like, there's no limits. You don't have any emotional boundaries. If you allow somebody to drag you through an emotional roller coaster that's built off of fakeness, up and down. And then, you're like, well, that was cool. It's okay.
Do y'all feel like he's already reached the point of no return?
A couple weeks ago when she was like, he was lying about the food, and she said, if you lie about this, what else would you lie about? That was it right there. Because that was his, you already on the edge. And she didn't even know how bad you lying right now. So
right.
I think he's past the point of return, but she could be that gullible or that nice. She'll just be like,
So here's my question, though. Here's my question. So do you suppose, and I mean, I just got to say this, do you suppose that while they're out here filming for these 3 weeks or whatever, do you think that he's checking in, talking to his child, his baby's mom or whatever?
I asked that. So that was going through my mind because we saw Charlie pumping. And I'm like, did he stop to call or FaceTime? You know, 2 months old, so he's limited, right? But
that's an age where you really concerned with the everyday stuff. Because for me, I'd be like, okay, my 2-year-old daughter is out here, or 2-month-old daughter is out here, doing whatever or whatever.
Yeah,
I need to at least, okay, is she good? Is she is she healthy? Is she, what I mean? And no issues. Like, is there milk in the house? Do you need Pampers? Like, what's going on?
So let me ask y'all another question. Put your worst, grimiest player hat on right now. Ready? What is an explanation that he can give that would make it okay in her mind?
Oh, I can easily tell you that. He can say this, you know what? Man, it's so crazy. Like, before this show, right as I got on the goddamn plane to get out here, my man tells me that this chick trying to say that I got this 2-month-old child. I mean, I was with her, but I don't know, the timeline ain't adding up. Whatever. I might have to go home and take a test and see what the hell it is or whatever. And hopefully, I get away with this one. But if not, I'm going to have to step up. So, just to keep you on point with that, you need to know.
That's how I would have been. Like, I just found out before I got here. And because I just got here, I didn't want to upset you. I want to kind of feel the vibe and let you know that I'm still here for you. But the whole time I've been here, I've been stressing. Right. In the back of my mind, I know I got this supposed child the girl's trying to put on me. And I don't want to upset you or mess up our relationship because of this supposed child that I somehow have out of the blue.
Right.
I wasn't dating that girl. I just hit it and quit it. And all of a sudden, now she's popping up. last minute talking about I got a 2-month-old. What? Get out of here. Don't even look like me.
I had no idea. I had
I believe you.
Right? I had no idea. It was a month and a half before she even figured out it was mine. Because the other two dudes took paternity tests and it ain't theirs. So I was the last option. The baby is 2 months old, but I didn't find out that the baby was 4 or 5 weeks. And it's been over a year, nearly a year since I've even seen this girl or touched this girl. I didn't know how to tell you. And it was all about you. I was protecting you or something like that.
When I met you, I didn't get her number. I ain't got her number no more. She ain't on my socials. She had to go through somebody else to find me because I don't deal with her no more.
Right.
And
that's why it took me so long, because
I ain't got her number. I can't even ask about the baby. I can't check on the baby. I got her number.
Everything.
Right.
She couldn't even find me.
There it is.
But, I need to be a stand-up guy for my child, and support in the way that I can while keeping her at a distance.
I can't even be like, she called me one time out of the blue, and I was like, hey, I'm with someone now. I cannot no longer talk to you.
That I love. That I'm falling in love with. We are
Tatiana, getting tatted. That's what you should do. You want a love bomb, get a tat, and then tell her. Like, hey, I love you forever, babe. I love you forever, babe.
And I mean, realistically, here's my thing. It's only been 8 months, my dude. You don't really have to owe them too much of nothing. Like, you can either live with the situation, or you can let it go. It's 8 months. There's nothing invested. You ain't even take this girl out. You ain't take her out.
Yeah, I mean, you just getting your first kiss,
Yeah.
You ain't even visit her in 8 months. Nigga. She ain't that serious.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, well, I would be like, look, this is what it is. If you want to go, go. But let's not, let's not bullshit.
Okay.
I got a baby. What's up? What you trying to do?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Now, hold up. If Tatiana got kids, that could be like,
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. You be like, listen, baby, I got you a gift.
No. She do, right?
I got you a gift. Yeah.
I took the hard work out for you.
Right. I saved you 9 months of bullshit. You welcome.
Let me check my notes. Does Tatiana have a kid? A son? Or is that Britney?
Gotta ask Google.
Let me go on my notes.
I gotta watch their podcast. They still got it? Keisha, Tatiana.
Hey, my chat GPT is slow right now. Every week I put my my show notes up to a child. Nope, it says Tatiana herself doesn't have a child on the show. It's Clavasier.
Got one now.
Yeah. So next week, do we see any? I don't remember the previews, but it looked like we got some more family members coming in next week. And then I think I missed a bunch of the previews for next week, aside from the best friend, because that is going to be messy.
You want me to bring up the previews?
So did we talk about how we predict is going to end?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Yeah, well, I think we got to give a prediction for Tatiana and Clavasier, and then we could probably close out.
I feel like Clay and Tatiana is going to be a devastating end to this. I feel like somebody else is going to leak the secret and force him out the closet with it. I don't think it's going to be something that he sits her down and talk to her about. Obviously, it's not, because he would have been did that if he was wearing those type of that type of cape, and he's not. So somebody gonna force it out of him, and it'll probably be Alexis.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, throw Lex under the bus.
I'm hoping it's not the best friend. Because they get into an argument and the best friend be like, girl, he got a baby anyway. He don't care about you. Or something like that.
But yeah, that best friend might be like, so you're okay with this child?
Yeah, just kind of
oh yeah,
bring it up, being like, so, have you considered being a stepmom and what that may feel like?
Mm-hmm.
Or, do you know
he's a new dad?
Having a blended family, like, is that how do you feel about having a blended family? And she'd be like, what?
Right.
Oops.
Did I say that?
I see them like episode of Baddies calling security trying to pull Tatiana off of Clay, because I just feel like she gonna lay hands on him. Like it gonna be no words. It's gonna be pop.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's straight up sneaky. At this point, it's straight up sneaky. POS behavior right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it. Like brothers, cousins, you got to lay hands on them now. I mean, I'm not advocating violence. I can't say that on.
Yeah, you can. I'll say it then.
But we talked about it before. Like we have reached the point to where if they had sex before he told her, then getting hands put on you is authorized.
Yeah, you might have to put the sloppies on him.
Time to put the paws on you. Fernando, you still look like you don't agree.
It's sticky because like Jared and Charlie got out the way early. Like for the second episode, they were like, all right, listen, put on the table. I got babies. You got babies too? That's what's up. And they got out the way and they was cordial about it. They high five or some shit. It was cool. I don't know how this one gonna go. Cause like part of me feel like Tatiana need to bang him in his mouth. I also feel like Tatiana might be soft, yo. And we don't know she's soft. Cause I don't know if we're going too long now for her not to know.
I feel like I wonder if she even asked or even had a reason to ask. I'm pretty sure it came up in conversation. Do you have kids?
He didn't though. 8 months ago, he had kids.
Jesus. So I've been trying to think of a reason why I wouldn't have told her.
Because he ain't already tell her?
Only reason I could think of is that I ain't gonna get to smash if I do.
That's what Jared said.
That's the only thing I could think of.
I mean, is it so?
It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be bad, and I have a feeling. I mean, I hope the show don't use her pain to sell, but
no, they are.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, they gonna use it.
He a real villain for this one. When they come out, man, the drag, boy, the drag that's coming for him. He better get his stuff together. He better be prepared. They coming. They coming for him.
All right. So we good. I want to thank y'all for coming out. Let's close out. Let's go around. And everybody, we close out, and we got things to discuss backstage too.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining. It is P.O. from Potomac, as in P.O. 2 Mac. And check me out at www.ptaylorlux.com. We got some new stuff. And That's it. And I'm everywhere you want to be. I'm on IG, 100 sightings.
That's what's up.
Fernando, Ray Love Potomac. You know, that second season in DC. Just got back from Hawaii. Now I'm in Alabama for work. That's why I got this funny background. But go to my IG, Try Being Savage. I posted a video from Hawaii. I'm posting more footage going forward, just trying to give people insight on what to do in all these different states and different countries that I visit. So I've been collecting a ton of footage. Now I'm finally putting it out there. Also working on some new projects coming out. Seeing me soon on some different series. So some good things coming up. So stay tuned.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Y'all know me, Tyrone Wilson from Ready to Love DC. We will be back next week to discuss episode 7, but I'm going to put on the screen because tomorrow you can find it on 2 different sites. So either my website at cover6solutions.com or meetup.com/DC Cyber Warriors. I'll be back with my meetup group, and the topic for tomorrow at 6 p.m. is going to be burnout in cybersecurity and as a profession. So I've been off of social media for quite some time. So I'm going to talk about the caretaker journey and all that, and being a mental health advocate, and the fact that I do have a mental health channel, mental health playlist on this YouTube channel, and it being Mental Health Awareness Month. We are going to have a conversation. So it's going to be a little bit candid. I'll be telling my story, but everything after that, it's going to jumpstart the regular cybersecurity meetups again. So if you could tune in on the Cover 6 YouTube channel, that'd be great. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, please do that. Support Fernando, support Paul, and see you all next week.
Deuces.